Your agency has just started using CareSmarts 360, and you need to know how to use the mobile app to clock in and out, as well as doing your visit documentation. This video will show you all of that, as well as several other functions you can complete right from the app. If you are a new employee, you will receive an email from the agency with your username and a temporary password. You need to click on the link in that email. It will take you to a page where you can reset your password to something that you will remember. You'll just put in the temporary password from the email and then enter your unique password. You'll also need to enter a security question and answer, which the system will use if you forget your password sometime in the future and need to reset it from the login page. Once you have reset your password, your next step will be to go to the appropriate Play Store or App Store. Search for CareSmarts 360 and make sure you select CareSmarts 360 Plus and download it. Once it is downloaded, you can open the app. To log into the app, you will need your agency ID number, which your agency staff will provide for you. Then just enter your username from the email and your new password. Once you have successfully logged in, you will see the main dashboard, which is where you can see your current shift and perform your clock in. Just tap on the appropriate button and you'll be all set. If your agency has enacted the COVID-19 screening, you will need to respond to the questions and add your signature before the clock in will register. Most of the time, you will see the successful clock in notification, but you might receive an error when you perform the clock in or out function. One possible error is that you are outside the threshold set by your agency. That means you are too early or too late based on the grace period that your agency has set. If it's before the start time of your shift, you can just wait a few minutes and try again. If it's after the start time of your shift, you may need to use the telephony system or call into the office and let them know that they need to perform a manual clock in. Your agency will likely have given you some guidance about their preference. The other error you might receive is that you are outside the range set by your agency. That means that your GPS is not seeing that you are close enough to the client's home based on the distance selected by the agency. Sometimes you might be inside the house and get this error because of your cellular provider's geolocation services. Again, your agency will probably have a plan of action for you should you receive this error. To perform the rest of the shift functions, like adding notes or updating tasks, just click where it says Tap for more info or anywhere in this area that provides the shift details. There are two ways to mark your tasks complete. The first is to tap one task individually. This will open a screen at the top where the caregivers will select the status of the task. Regardless of which status is selected, there will be an opportunity to leave a note or reason, as well as to add an attachment. If any status other than complete is selected, a reason will be required. The second option is to update several tasks at once. This can only be done if the status and notes are the same for all the tasks. Just tap in the circles next to the tasks, or use the bulk select circle at the top of the list, and then select the status from the top of the page and add any relevant notes. To add an expense for reimbursement, tap on the icon for Expenses. A new window will open, and the type of expense can be selected from the drop-down menu. If it is a fixed-rate expense, like mileage, the agency will likely have already entered the amount. If it is not a fixed-rate expense, like groceries or prescriptions, you can add the rate manually. That would be the amount of money that was on the receipt. Then add how many units. For mileage, just add the number of miles. For expenses like groceries or prescriptions, the units would probably be 1 to reflect the one receipt with the total amount. You can upload the receipt and even add a note to explain the expense as well. To provide family feedback, tap on the Feedback to Family icon. In the new window that opens, tap in the text box at the top. The keyboard will pop up and any message can be added. You can add an attachment here as well. Any caregiver who is hurt during a shift can update the injury status by tapping on that icon. If you were hurt during your shift, you can add a description of what happened and even upload a picture if necessary to document the injury. Some agencies will require that this be done prior to clockout, so they will have the appropriate documentation, date, and time stamped in the event that a workers' compensation file is claimed. When you tap on the Visit Notes icon, you will be able to see the notes left by any caregivers over the last 7 days. You will leave your own shift notes by tapping on the plus sign in the upper right corner. You can also see any schedule notes that were added by the agency. The state of Virginia requires the DMOS 90 form to be completed. That can easily be done from the mobile app as well. Just click on Survey and then use the radio buttons to select the correct responses. When you are done with your shift, you can just tap on Clock Out. If you are too early or too late, or if your GPS doesn't see you at the client location, you may get one of the error messages that I mentioned earlier. Again, out of threshold indicates time, out of range indicates distance. You will need to let your agency know which error you are receiving if you contact them for help. Besides managing all the shift functions, you can find a variety of other information on the CareSmarts 360 mobile app. Clicking on the calendar icon at the bottom of the screen allows you to scroll through the days and see your scheduled appointments in the future. You can also see open shifts and available shifts if the agency uses those features. Open shifts will show any shifts that have been created but not yet assigned to a caregiver. When you tap on the shift of interest, the address and start times and end times of the shift, as well as the tasks that need to be performed, will become visible. If you still want to fill this shift, just tap on Request Shift. Opening the available shifts for any particular date will open a window with any shifts that the agency has specifically requested you to fill. You can click on the radio button and then indicate whether you are available, not available, or would like more information. Just clicking this icon will send a notification to the agency. Remember, indicating available does not schedule you for the shift. That is still the responsibility of an agency user after reviewing the replies from all of the caregivers who were asked to fill the shift. Clicking on My Clients at the bottom of the screen will open a window that shows all the clients for whom you have upcoming schedules. Clicking on the client will open a new window with the appointment details for your next appointment and the location of the client, as well as the emergency contacts and the full care plan. Once you have no more appointments scheduled with a particular client, that person will no longer appear in the My Clients section of the mobile app. That helps to maintain HIPAA security if you have filled in for another caregiver. You will only have access to client data before and during a shift. Tapping on My Profile will present you with your own basic information, as well as some numbers associated with your agency. This is a toll-free telephony number to perform a dial-in, clock in and out. And here is your unique authorization ID, which you will need if you are using telephony to clock in or out. This number is the phone number associated with the agency for the purpose of sending SMS text messages. You might want to add it to the agency's information in your contacts so you recognize the sender when you receive a text message. Tapping on the dashboard icon at the bottom of the screen provides links to add key documents, compliances, and unavailabilities, as well as seeing the SMS log. To add a key document or a compliance, just tap on the function. Then tap on the plus sign in the upper right corner. Fill in the required fields and upload the document right from your mobile app. To add an unavailability, click on the unavailability bar on the dashboard. Click on the plus sign in the upper right corner. Make sure to select whether you are choosing an availability, your preferred work times, or an unavailability, a time when you will be unable to work. Then just complete the form. For an unavailability, you will be required to add a reason. You can select specific times, or you can click all day. And then select your recurrence to indicate how long you will be unavailable. The Caregiver mobile app is a great tool to keep everything related to CareSmarts right at your fingertips. Your agency can provide you with a PDF document that you can use, as well as reviewing this video if you have questions. If you have problems with changing your password, downloading the mobile app, or clocking in and out, please let your agency know so they can help you with those issues.